Hello and welcome to Let's Bleepin Play. I am Owl's Seanhouse.
I'm Thomas, who's bothered by that one stray pixel right next to the 9. It's
I
pissing me off.
can't let you throw me sin away.
Oh, goodness gracious.
I've been sitting with that one in my head since I drove over here.
And we're back playing some Toy Story 2.
We just got through Al's penthouse, didn't collect everything, but that's alright, because now we're going to fight the evil Emperor Zurg.
Which is kind of our excitement right now. Is like, ooh, we're gonna do this.
Again, boss like.
So for
the last time.
Such a good scene.
My favorite part is the regular Buzz back there who really doesn't give a shit.
Doesn't care anymore.
What's going on? I love the shaking noise that he makes.
Yeah.
I definitely wonder, at one point, did they have an idea of the design for Zurg when they made the first Toy Story? Or, like, just something like mind, or did it, when Toy Story 2 is when they decided what Zurg would look like?
It was probably 2.
It's probably 2.
My guess, but you know, how long these Pixar movies are in development and how far ahead they planned a lot of the movies once Toy Story was a success.
Yeah.
So like I do wonder a bit. But
my grandma had a Zurg action figure that had the thing that where you look in the back and you can see through Zurg's eyes. Like the real toy.
My brother had a small Zurg. I think it might have been a Happy Meal toy, but it might have been a toy from one of the like the small series of toy line, but so how do you do damage to him?
Yeah, that's a good question.
You did like a pixel sliver.
Because I've blatantly forgotten.
Because it seems like those all bounce. Is there something?
I think there's something I need to do. I remember.
Clearly, you have to hit him from the back, like in the game. You have to jump over with your long arm, with your short arms.
I can't press the fire button and jump at the same time. Thomas, can you press the jump button and fire at the same time? Oh, look at that. You can.
Take that, Rex.
Take that, Rex.
You
get wrecked.
Oh, I forgot that's what level of health I was at. It's been a while.
So, peek behind the curtain. We are in our second recording session of this game.
Yes.
And at this exact time today, part 2 is going to drop here on YouTube here today. So, pretty cool that we technically at this point officially have launched. We can officially now talk about our logo.
We can. We got a new logo.
Now that we've officially dropped it, you know. We kind of kept it hush-hush talking about it, that we dropped a logo, that we had some art done and made, and that we have stickers.
We've already gone long enough that we felt the need. Oh, damn. We've already gone long enough that we felt the need to rebrand.
Well, you know,
not quite. We didn't revisualize.
We didn't have a.
We had a Thomas who quickly threw together something.
We had me who threw some shit together in like Microsoft Paint or whatever. I genuinely forget what I did.
Hey, it was good enough for us to last a year and a half.
Yeah, we're actually 4 months? This is about 4 months, 3 months out from our 2-year anniversary.
Jesus.
July 1st is our anniversary, I believe.
Where did the time go?
So yeah,
I don't remember Zurg being able to fly.
Well, remember, this is kind of an alternate Toy Story where the toys kind of have some of their powers.
Yeah.
They have some, because this version of Buzz Lightyear absolutely has some real Lightyear powers.
Tennis balls that he's shooting?
It looked like it.
It's like always been whatever
nice.
It was.
I always thought they were like plastic balls.
It looks like he has different things that he fires that do different things.
Yeah, the pure green ones are homing.
Oh, okay.
They're the blue shells. They're the red shells. Red shells, rather.
I was like, he's in first place?
God, can you imagine?
Has there been I know there have been Disney racing games. Has there ever been a Pixar racing game?
I swear there has. Yeah,
just Toy Story Racer. There, like I'm thinking all like a bunch of the Pixar characters.
Not all Pixar, because they're usually tied in with the Disney racing.
That's true, but I was
there was a DreamWorks racing game recently.
Yeah,
there's been a couple.
I mean, every big series gets a kart racer in some capacity.
Everything gets a racing game.
Garfield kart is a thing.
Garf kart is a thing.
Hello Kitty Cruisers is a thing.
I legitimately would play something dumb like Shonen Kart Stars or something like that.
Shonen Racer. Instead of Shonen Jump, it's Shonen Drive. Or what's it? Instead of Jump Force, it's Jump Drive.
Jump.
There we go.
Jump Gear.
Jump Gear.
I just like the idea that you called it Jump.
So that was
like, what was the...
He was...
bonus movie award.
I could see why, if you hadn't played this game, that maybe that would be a little more challenging.
Well, again...
Because he just
whenever I say I've played this game, it has been a while.
Well, yeah. But...
Wow.
I did not do a practice playthrough whenever we started this because...
Stranger, from the outside.
We don't need no practice.
Well, yeah, sure. Also, the fact
We're good at gaming. ...
We're good at gaming by the standards of cripples. And even they're better than us, so... It's quite good, not great. So...
Are we about to get a driving level now?
No.
Damn it. Why would they show that scene and then not?
I mean,
because it leads right to.
That part of the movie. We're about to get to the airport.
This was always my favorite part of this movie. Is when they go through the conveyor belt and it's just conveyor belts on conveyor belts.
Legitimately, one of the coolest uses of the animation style at the time is the conveyor belts.
Also, you'll remember in an earlier part, if we recorded it, I don't remember at the moment, I told Mason that there's not a level where we were on the conveyor belts. I'm a filthy liar.
Very important. Is there a level that takes place in the conveyor belt scene? At the end. Why did they do that?
I
just
think that...
You just wanted to build the suspense for Mason because Mason clearly remembers you saying that.
Sure, I was gonna say,
I don't remember you saying that, but I'm glad that there is.
For anybody who doesn't realize, the amount of things that we say that then Mason forgets is always it's kind of our joke.
Easy to forget. It's so easy to forget. Stupid forgetful.
Mason
has the memory of a goldfish. We're not too far.
No, we're not great, but yeah.
We'll literally they'll be setting up recording dates. It's going to be this time at this house. I'm going to be like, okay. And then the next day I'm like, hey, by the way, where are we recording?
It's at this house at this time. What house at what time and where and who and how.
And what are we talking about?
Also,
your game.
I feel like there's straight up been times where you guys have been like, okay, this time at Sean's house. I'm like, okay. And then the next day I'm like, so Thomas's house, right?
Or you'll be like, we'll talk about what game we're gonna play, and then be talking about it on the podcast, and then Mason's like, what game are we playing?
There have been a few times where I've shown up to record not knowing at all what we're talking about.
A lot of times it's Mason's game too. It's Mason's choice.
That's what always irritates me. Not irritate, but it's like one of my favorite times was when he was like, yeah. Oh, wait, we talked about cars? We should talk about cars. It's your game. It's on the fucking list.
I forget what I put on the list sometimes.
That's true. That's a cool way to make a bounce mechanic.
Yeah,
a big jump is use the suitcase. I like that.
Use your head.
But I don't want to use my head. I do feel like Buzz should have more gliding skills. Falling with style.
That is one thing that I said, gliding feels like should be something you should be able to do. Falling with style.
A little bit.
I was about to say. How did those guys follow you from the apartment?
They hitched a ride.
They're everywhere. Look, Owl is the biggest supervillain of all time. He's got henchmen everywhere.
He's in everybody's pocket.
I mean,
everyone's in his pocket, rather. That's what I meant.
He had a Zerg ready for us. Never mind that it's in the movie. Don't worry about it.
That's right. I forgot the damn swinging thing.
Swinging thing.
Oh yeah.
You gotta use your parkour. Parkour.
Yeah. So, like I said, this is Like I said, this game is not hard. I'm just not the best at it, as you can just see. I really whipped it.
You really did a cartoon face plant on that wall.
In fairness, you are the best platforming player among us.
That's fucking depressing.
Among Us?
Among Us.
Kill you in your sleep.
Considering that everyone has seen how bad I can be at platformers, so.
And you can be at games.
That just is mean. I was. Even if it is factually true, it hurts my feelings.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make my own platforming game. Blackjack and hookers.
And not as much platforming.
You only have to press one button. It'll be great. What'll be called? Balan Wonderland. Fuck me.
While we're talking about platforms, I saw on IGN's TikTok account, there's this indie game that's in that's currently in beta. It's not out yet, and it doesn't have a release date. But it's a 3D platformer and a 2D platformer at the same time. Your character's holding a Game Boy style handheld console with a 2D game on it, and what happens in the 2D game is also happening in the 3D game.
Interesting.
It's really hard to explain. I'll have to pull up the video again. It's hard to
That sounds very indie, but also good.
It's hard to
hey, oh my gosh, we're trying something unique, and whether it works or not, I don't know. I don't know much about the game. Haven't seen it, but whether it works or not, I think is kind of irrelevant actually for this one. It's at least hey, you're trying something really cool and new.
It's a game. The best way to explain it would be to just show you what the game is, because trying to explain it verbally is very nice going. You're doing great, Thomas.
You want to try?
No. I was being.
Oh, because that thing is really you don't have much of a gap there.
Yeah, but I'm also 80% sure I'm going the wrong way, because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna go up there.
Can you climb that up? Oh, I guess you can't go through.
Climb, but yeah, you can't go through.
I was about to say where
would you
climb to?
Intangible.
That's true. He doesn't know how to go invisible.
Whoa.
He does not go ghost.
He doesn't go ghost?
He does not go ghost.
Buzz Lightyear.
I was I don't think you can make that. Oh no.
I could have made that if I had actually hit the fucking jump button.
He's a Lightyear.
Yeah.
Just gonna let that one sit there.
Just gonna.
I liked the Danny Phantom, but it wasn't my favorite show.
It is.
Fucker. God damn it. Fuck.
It's either that or Invader Zim are my favorite Nicktoons. It's one of those two. Then Fairly Odd Parents. Those are my three. Damn it! I'm both two Butch Hartmans on my list. Damn it.
See, I liked the Danny Phantom a lot as a kid, but as an adult, As an adult, I tend to lean more towards My Life as a Teenage Robot.
That was one I didn't watch a whole lot, but so many people really talk about it glowingly that I've it's one that I forget.
Well, again, you just said you didn't grow up.
Yeah. It's one I just didn't really watch. I remember when it was on, but I didn't really. It's one of those I just didn't watch. So
I was drawn to it because of the Art Deco style.
Oh, hey, look, that worked.
There you go. We've talked about this before. I wasn't really a Nickelodeon kid.
Mm-hmm.
I was a Cartoon Network kid.
I also was, and then did a lot more Nickelodeon later on. Mm. So it went Nick, watch Disney, Cartoon Network, Nick, back to Nick, kind of as my life went on.
I did kind of a little bit of everything.
Mm-hmm.
I watched, I watched Disney. It was probably the least of them that I checked out, but I did still watch it.
I was Cartoon Network, and then if I was ever in a hotel room on a school trip, Adult Swim. It's always what we would turn on. Doesn't matter who I was sharing a hotel room with. Everyone I was with, they were always like, "Hey, let's put on Adult Swim." And I'm like, "Hell yeah!"
See, I guarantee you're probably talking about like watching things like Aqua Teen Hunger or
Family Guy.
It was
Family Guy.
mostly either Family Guy or Rick and Morty.
Oh wow! Oh God, I forget how
That's right. You're fucking.
I literally was like thinking like what adults, like when the Adult Swim popularity and you're like and Rick and Morty. I was like, that was like 7 years ago.
Yeah. When did Rick and Morty start?
2013.
2013 or 2014 is when Rick and Morty started.
I was thinking 14.
Because I keep forgetting that shit is like still on.
Yeah, because it. Oh dear God.
Yeah.
Might want to use some shenanigans.
Use some shenanigans.
I don't like doing that. So.
Let's see. Started in late 2013, December.
Besides, this isn't actually.
Oh, this isn't the beginning. This is different. Yeah.
This is a different place.
Okay. Well, never mind. Hey, it's that guy.
It's the muscle dude.
It's that guy from that thing.
But yeah, like so. When I think of Adult Swim, I think of anime. So because that's the
think of Toonami.
Well, no, I think of the no because Toonami had a lot of the big run, but Adult Swim also. So Adult Swim was when it was big when I was young enough to be consistently watching it. It was Adult Swim would start at 9:30 or 10. I think 10 is when it would start, and it would run like Family Guy and Aqua Teen Hunger Force, and there were a couple of other like Space Ghost Coast to Coast, things like that.
Yeah.
A lot of those sort of shows. But then at about either 11:30 or midnight, it would just go to anime, and it would play from 12 to 3. It was basically just anime. That's where where the initial run of Inuyasha, of Full Metal Alchemist, of Cowboy Bebop, of Yu Yu Hakusho, of Outlaw Star. There's one or two others that's where their runs started. Some of them would also get Toonami runs, but that's where you put the more
adults.
It's also don't, but like Toonami had to. There were TV edit versions. The Yu Yu Hakusho that you watched on Toonami was edited compared to one in the evening because you didn't have as much of the gore. You'd edit out some of the swearing, things like that were in the show because it needed to air at 3:00 on a kids programming. TV that meant for that versus airing an Adult Swim. So yeah, that's what I think about when I think about Adult Swim.
Okay.
Because that's where I would. I mean, it wasn't always staying up. Sometimes. All right, I'm gonna definitely show some age here.
Oh, boy.
Sometimes it's popping a VHS in there and recording and saying record for 3 hours, and just whatever you had, and then you go back and watch it.
What's a VHS?
You're gonna say what's a VHS?
Let me guess. You're gonna say, did you plan this too, Jojo? Tell me.
Yeah, what is that?
Disappointed!
No, I'm kidding. I know what they are.
And then later on, when there were DVD recorders, using the DVD recorder, which would fill up a lot more, you could record for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hours in a row.
DVD recorders?
Yeah.
Oh damn.
Yeah, you could just pop a DVD and record things. It's actually how a lot of people did their VHSs. Would take their VHSs and record them over to DVDs, like home videos and things like that.
Yeah. Okay.
So anyway, that's my Adult Swim, which is very different than Mason's watching it in hotels.
Yeah, it was always in hotels, and it was always either Family Guy or Rick and Morty, or sometimes both. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it would go straight from Family Guy to Rick and Morty.
Because I think in like 2010 or 11, a lot of the anime block moved over to Saturday night and became the new Toonami.
Mm-hmm.
So that is history of Cartoon Network's adult-ish programming.
Yeah.
I didn't watch Adult Swim.
That checks out.
it was one of those adult comedies in general for a while. I was like, yep, those are definitely things that exist.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that like they were bad by any means, but it was just definitely one of those things where I'm like,
it just wasn't your thing.
Yeah.
I have a lot of times a feeling of a lot of them are the same. Like the same, like not the same like show. They all have different things, but it always seems like they were appealing to the same humor at times. Which, you know, again, I watch a lot of shows that are samey, so I'm not saying that's necessarily a bad thing. That's just something that, like, as a kid especially, why I didn't necessarily get into a lot of the more of the, like, American adult animation.
And I think a lot of that is because, like, because that whole genre of adult animation all stemmed from one thing, The Simpsons, they're all going to be, like, pretty similar variants of each other.
Especially how many of them came from Fox,
yeah,
initially.
Like, they all come from basically the same family tree.
Trends follow. That's why a lot of adult comedies tried to copy South Park for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Why a lot of them try to copy Rick and Morty now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know, and so it's not. I'm not saying it's a bad thing that they copy each other. Hey, good. You know, you got a show created. You know, creators got to create things and do things. That's awesome. It just wasn't always my thing necessarily.
I kind of feel like South Park is a little bit like separate from all the others.
I mean, it clearly is. It clearly still is in it, but I can understand why you might feel that, considering I'd say considering the initial style.
Yeah, because like it looks different. The comedy is very different.
I mean,
but a lot of things then would copy that sort of
style,
comedic style,
without understanding what actually made
it funny. Yeah,
it wasn't just the poo or whatever that made it funny. It was in combination with Trey Stone and Matt Parker's actually really good writing.
I think you got that. Did you get that mixed up?
I don't care.
Stone and Parker.
Yeah.
Humans.
Whoa, you're floating.
Those are kind of, you know, it's interesting that they gave him space boots, you know, when, you know, he has wings.
Yeah.
Also, doesn't the belt kind of do the same thing?
That's true. I forgot. Yeah, the belt's supposed to do that.
But then again, you're not the Buzz with the belt.
I'm not the Buzz with
True,
the belt.
but they could give Buzz a belt. And he does try to get the belt at some point.
He does want to get one of those.
Yeah, but
I need one of those.
Is that a Canadian flag down there?
Yeah.
Screw the Canadians.
You're in an airport, so.
That was a joke. I like Canadians.
God forbid, first episode that gets popular, and it's like, oh, one of them xenophobic. Yep, High Prospector.
No, it's just funny to make.
Stinky
it's
Pete.
Just funny to make fun of Canadians.
Stinky Pete.
He's making stink lines.
It's actually a good use of the character for an attack. Like, I like that.
Kill Kelsey Grammer. Hey, speaking of Simpsons.
Yeah. Sideshow Bob.
That is Sideshow Bob.
And just look how happy he is.
Kelsey Grammer's a really good voice actor.
Every time I think of Kelsey Grammer, I think of Frasier.
That's right.
Well, yeah, obviously
it's the shit he's popular
for.
for.
Yeah, Frasier. But, you know, he was obviously Stinky Pete, Sideshow Bob.
I was gonna say he's been in a lot of things.
Beast in the X-Men movies.
I just always.
Oh yeah, that's right.
The bad guy in Money Plane.
Darius Emmanuel Grouch III, better known as the Rumble.
Yeah, Money Plane, baby. Adam Copeland's best role.
What's Money Plane?
It's a direct-to-DVD action movie starring Edge.
Oh shit!
How did you not? Like, it was a few years ago. That was like it was a huge meme. It was a cultural meme. Yeah. Where basically the idea is you can do anything. It's a casino above that's on a plane that you're flying over, and so they can get away with everything because they say they're above international waters or something. There's no legality.
I haven't actually seen it.
I haven't either. I've watched the honest trailer for it. That's my extent for it. But they're like, you can do anything up here. You can gamble on anything. We're just gonna play some poker though.
All I know is that it stars Adam Copeland.
Yep.
Because I saw that and I was like, what the fuck do you mean Edge is in this? Because it was when he was getting press for being Ares in the newer Percy Jackson show.
Oh yeah.
And it was like, yes, this will be his second acting role after Money Plane. After what?
But yeah, Kelsey Grammer is in it, but I believe the majority of his role in that movie is he's entirely like on a computer. Like he's a screen. It's very similar.
How do you cast Kelsey Grammer in a fucking casino heist movie and not make him the bad guy? Fucking traitors.
I mean, he is the bad guy. Just it's from a distance type of thing. I feel like
from a distance.
It's somehow like that one movie that one game where Tim Curry is like the bad guy in it. That video game where where we get the famous line like I'm gonna flee to the one place that has a capitalism. Spice. That's kind of the role that you feel that Kelsey Grammer is trying to do with this.
It's either Red Alert 3. It's either like Red Alert 3 or Command and Conquer 3 Red Alert.
It's one of the yeah.
I forget which one.
Which. Just an iconic Tim Curry moment.
Oh, so a Tim Curry.
So a Tim Curry moment, yeah.
That's true. I should, they're all wonderful.
When he was the devil.
Yes.
I've never seen that movie.
Oh, you have never seen Legend?
No, I haven't.
Oh, it's Ridley Scott fantasy. It's like a lot of Ridley Scott films. The director's cut is
better.
For some people, yes, and for other people, no. Because the movie is very confusing. The director's cut is very confusing. I
was going to say, I think I know why I never watched it, because I looked it up and saw director Ridley Scott, and I was like, oh, there's a 50-50 chance I like it.
One of the big things is that the director's cut of Legend and the regular cut actually have different soundtracks.
Interesting.
Because when they did test audiences, the test audience didn't like the soundtrack. So they did a much more happier, type soundtrack. So, again, Ridley Scott fans will be like, the director's cut is perfect and better, and it's what we should have gotten. But it's Tom Cruise. I don't remember who the actress who plays it. Tom Cruise is the hero, and Tim Curry is the bad guy, and he wears this giant red makeup, and he looks like the devil. And it's incredible makeup work.
I'm trying to think. Have I seen a Ridley Scott movie other than Alien and Gladiator? I think those are the only two I've seen.
Those are the two big ones. I mean, he does, it seems like 2 movies a year now, but...
To be fair, I haven't seen his really popular movies, but most of his movies I see, I'm like, that fucking sucked. Why is this guy popular?
Ridley is a interesting director.
I like the last 15 minutes of Last Duel.
I do really like Last Duel, but it's a movie that was very hard to watch, and I don't think I will watch again.
No, I didn't like Last Duel. I liked the last 15 minutes.
That's fair. I really liked Last Duel, but
AKA I liked the Last Duel part of the Last Duel.
But also then
Napoleon was boring as fuck.
That's what I've heard.
I know a lot of people are like, oh my god, it's like a return to form for Ridley Scott. And I'm like, this is a return to form. He always fucking sucked.
The thing about Ridley Scott is he apparently is really hard to work with, and people don't really like him when they work with him. So
yep, that's what I heard.
Which is why he worked so much with Russell Crowe.
I watched Gladiator because I watched Gladiator Jesus. I watched Gladiator.
You watched Gladiator Jesus?
Because my dad made me watch it, and also one of my friends really likes Gladiator. He likes to say that Gladiator is the only movie and every other movie is a remake. That's how much he loves that movie. And I watched it and I'm like, it's fine.
Oh, I love Gladiator. Don't get me wrong.
It's okay.
Gladiator is definitely a great movie, but
it's a cultural classic, so that means Mason will be like, he's okay.
Yeah, checks out.
Mr. Fuck.
I don't think I like Russell Crowe that much.
Interesting. That was also in the absolute peak of Russell Crowe, because he won the Academy Award for Insider, I believe, was nominated for Gladiator and then was nominated 3 straight years. It was because it was Insider, Gladiator, and Beautiful Mind, all back to back to back, and he won multiple, I think, or he won one. I know he won one, but
I thought he won for Beautiful Mind.
Maybe it was Beautiful Mind he won. It was Insider and Gladiator that he just barely lost, but he was nominated like boom, 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 boom. It was legitimately that was the rise of Russell Crowe.
I don't know. I don't know. I didn't really like him in Gladiator.
Well, Mason is full of wrong opinions, but that's.
Wow, thanks. Oh, that's right. He was in Man of Steel too.
Yeah, he's
Jor-El.
He's Jor-El. Thank you. I almost said Kal, and I was like, no, that's Superman.
I didn't like him in that either. I mean, he's not in that movie. He's not in Man of Steel that much. Anyways, but man,
I thought he was fine in Man of Steel.
Yeah, he's a fine Jor-El. Like he's perfectly fine.
I'm one of the few people who I actually like the intro on Krypton.
Mm-hmm, same. I actually really, really did enjoy the intro on Krypton because I do like that movie. I may be the Snyder hater out there, but I do enjoy Man of Steel quite a bit.
Man of Steel is a good. It's good.
I'm not a Snyder hater. It's just I'm a Snyder wire. Like there's so many parts where I'm just like, why did you do that, Snyder? Why did you do that, Snyder? Why did you do that?
Yeah.
I can't believe you've done this.
My favorite movie of his is the fucking owl one, so that goes to see what. No, because I really like 300. So.
Yeah, I was like, I thought 300 was going to be but
300's my favorite. Ga'Hoole is a close second.
But yeah, well, we're exploring this maze here, and we'll see if we can make it through it next time.
Space!